Morning.
3rd of July, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos.
Okay,
Good
thank
talking
you,
now.
Good morning. As I said, this is Rabbi Shlomo First. She would summon now. She showing Zoom. This is our first year in Pirkei Avos. We're learning in the fifth parak, the 18th Mishnah, and our document from the Maharal Prague is Parish on Pirkei Avos Derech Chaim. I believe we are in paragraph number 9. Right? We stopped by paragraph number 9, I believe.
I think 8.
8. Fine. Okay, very good. We'll begin from 8. Yes, who would like to read? Any volunteers this morning?
I volunteer.
Okay, please go ahead.
The Kevan Shet Mizacha Es Harabim Zechus Harabim Talui Bo Viha Mechatoi Es Harabim Chet Harabim Talui Bo. Since one that merits or benefits the public, the benefit of the public is associated with him, and one who causes the public to sin, the sin of the public is associated with him. V'lo sochal lomar ha shit ha mizacha hu mizacha kol echad ve'echad v'ha mechatoi kol echad ve'echad she'az ein sham rabim alehem. And what is this word tochal?
It's not possible. It's not possible. He's asking us a question at this point that that it says anyone who's mezaka the rabbim, the zkus of the rabbim is associated, is attributed to him. And anyone who's machti as a rabbim, the chet of the rabbim, the sin of the public, is toli bol, is attributed to him. Who mezaka kol echad ba'achad. We couldn't have said that he's meriting each and every person individually. Umachti machtia es kol echad be'echad, and that he's causing each and every individual to sin. You couldn't say that. Lo tochalomi, not possible. Tochal, not possible. Lomi, it's not possible to say.
Not possible to say that he benefits
each and every one. Kol echad ve'echad.
each and every one, or that he causes to sin each and every one, that it's not upon the public.
No, it's ain't shame rabim aleim, because each and every, you can't say that the one who's benefiting or the one who's causing to sin is doing it to each and every one, because that's not a rabim. Ain't shame rabim aleim. On each and individual, you can't use a shame, the noun rabim. You can't use the shame, the name rabim, the noun rabim, to apply to each an individual.
Okay, I see. So each individual is not going to be referred to as the Rabbi.
Right. So when the Mishnah referred to the Rabbim, it's obviously referring to the general public, and it can't be referring to each and every individual.
Right. So it's not possible to say that when we say that he benefited the public or that he caused the public to sin, that it's talking about each and every individual in the public. You can't say that.
Right.
L'chach mi male memela ein chet ba al yidei hamizacha shehaklali omed below shinui klal. Therefore, it follows that the sin does not come through the public.
Now they have mazaka, right? Therefore, mamela, it follows ein chet ba al yedei hamazaka. A sin can't come through someone who's benefiting.
Misacha, to benefit. Okay. That the general category. No. What is this shehaklali?
Shaklali omed below shinui klal. That the klali, meaning this is like the general group, oimed below shinui klal. The general group oimed exists without any change at all, below shinui klal, without any change at all. This is sort of like what we were talking about last week, where you mentioned in the previous paragraphs that the klal, meaning the general group, has its principles and properties, which those are inherent in its definition as a specific entity. So those general principles and properties can't change. Otherwise, if you change the principle, if you change the principles and the properties, then you're changing what the thing is in itself. It's changed into something different, right? So for the thing to remain as it is, it must remain unchangeable in its basic properties and principles.
V'chach hamichatoi es harabim ein misapik maspikin biado la'asos teshuvah she'ein shanui ella v'kevan sheha ticha there the limadrega she'ein ba shanui hain the ro'eh hain
the ra to the bad, the detriment. The ra or the hain latov tova.
the ra hain latova lekach ein shanui lo rak nishar kach omed. So therefore one who causes the public to sin, it's not sufficient just through him to do tshuva, that he can't change Uh, and since, what is this word? Shehatichavar?
His chaber, Kevin his chaber, the madrega she'ain bo shinui, hein l'ra, hein l'tov. Since he is attached to a a, a status, or better yet, a status, um, he's attached to um, uh, a, a level of being she'ain bo shinu, that there's no change, whether to the raw, whether to dog, whether for bad or for good.
Ah, there, and therefore there's no change to him. Only the other, as he exists.
Right. L'kach ein shinui lo, rak nishar ka omen. Therefore, there's no change for him. Rak nishar, rather he remains uh, as as um, as he exists. As he exists. Let's just go over these um, last point. So again, since when it says in the Mishnah, right, Mazakes Arabim Zuchus Arabim Toliboy. So therefore, the person who benefits the Rabbim, uh, the merits of the merit of the Rabbim is attached to him, and Machdias Rabbim Chet Rabbim Tolibo, the one who caused the sin, the sin of the public is attached to him. ולא תאכל לו המזכה הוא מזכה כל אחד ואחד, ומחתה כל אחד ואחד. You can't say, meaning it wasn't possible for the Mishnah to mention that the one who's benefiting, he's benefiting each and every person individually, nor could it have said when he's causing to sin each and every person to sin individually. Sha'az ein shem Rabbi Malim. Because if that's the case, there wouldn't be a designation, a shame of the public upon them. It would be each and each and every individual. Therefore, a chet cannot come to the one who's benefiting the Rabbim, because the klali, the general category of the public, exists without any shinui. It doesn't change ever. And likewise, the person who is causing the public to sin, it's not sufficient for him that it should come to his hands to do tshuva. She'ain shinui love, because there's no change that could be expected. Why? Kevan shinis chaber lemedrega shein bo shinui hein l'ra hein l'toiva. Because they, in these cases, they are attaching themselves to the madrega, a certain state, a certain status, um, that has no change, whether to the which is detrimental, raw, or to a benefit, which is good. Kach, therefore, ein shinui loy rak lo kach omed. Rather, there's no shinui, there's no change for him. Rather, he just has to remain as he exists. So therefore, it won't be possible for him to go and do tshuva, since it's not possible that his change, that the I don't understand. I kind of lost it at this point. He's saying here, Um, Ein Kevin Mechaber the Madrega Shane Boshin, since he's attached to a Madrega level which has no change, lay rolling toy, the Kach Ein Shinui Lo Raknisha Kach Oimet. He has to remain as is. Therefore, he must remain as is. There's no, when he's caused a chet for the rabbim, so he's caused the individuals to sin because of his attempt to change the rabbim from what it is. But that's not possible. It's not possible to change the rabbim from what it is. So therefore, what he has done has put himself in a situation where he is also impossible to change. Since he's in a situation where he's impossible to change, therefore he can't. He's not. It's not possible that he should do tshuva. Okay, I'm not really happy with this paragraph. Let's leave it for the time being. We're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to approach this paragraph another time. Let's see how he develops the thought here. Let's continue on. But I'm not happy with my understanding. I'm not clear on what he's saying completely about this here. Still not clear why the person who is Mahdi as Rabim, why Ainma speaking, why he's not going to have the opportunity to do tshuva. According to what's being said over here, still not clear. All right, let's go on to paragraph 9 in the meantime. Anyway, paragraph 9.
The Gemara, beperech Yom HaKippurim, it's in Yuma. Kol Hamizacha Es Harabim Kule. Anyone who benefits the public, etc. My timer, Shalo Yehe who Big Gehenna Vital Midav Began Aiden. Shana Amar Ki Lo Ta'azov Nafshe Lisho Lo Tachas Chasidach Leros Shechet Viha Michatzai Es Arabim Ein Maspikin Biado Lasos Teshuvah. Wow, this is the whole paragraph is one sentence. So in the Gemara in Perich Yom Kippur, which is in Yoma, anyone who benefits the public, etc. That's the title. Or the
I mean, that basically that our Mishnah here in Avos is also brought down. It's also quoted there in the Gemara there in Yuma.
Okay. What is the reason that it's not?
The Gemara is asking the reason. Why is it that a person who's mezake es a rabim, why is it that he won't have the opportunity of doing a chet? All right. So the Gemara explains he's the one who's mezake the rabim won't be able to have the opportunity to do a sin. Why? Shelo yehehu begehenim.
he can't be in Gehenna?
Right, it shouldn't be. Shelo yehu begenim. Shouldn't be that he is in Gehenna, meaning if he would sin, meaning if the person who was Mizak the Rabbim would sin, right? So he would wind up in Gehenna, right?
Oh, it shouldn't be that he's in Gehenna and his students are in Gan Eden.
Right. Meaning he benefited the Rabbim. So the Rabbim is going to go to Gehenna because of him. And if sin would come to him, so he would wind up in Gehenna. So it's not we don't want that he should be in Gehenna while his Talmidim are in Gan Eden. But we'll have to see it, but we have to understand what that really means. I mean, why is that? I mean, if he did a sin, he did a sin. He has to pay his punishment, right? So we still have to understand it. What the Gemara is saying, the basic reason is we don't want that he be in Gehenna and his students be in his Talmidim be in Gan Eden. So therefore, we'll save him, protect him, guard him from doing a chet, so therefore he won't go into Gehenna.
Shne'emar, he lo ta'azov, as it says, because what is ta'azov?
Right, Tazov means that he is forsaken, right? Ki lo ta'azov nafshi l'shoyel. I shouldn't be forsaken my soul to l'shoyel. L'shoyel is a word referring to Gehenna. Shouldn't be that his soul is forsaken to Gehenna.
And it shouldn't be given. What's chasidan? Is that like chesed?
I think in Chasidecha, it's either referring to it's Chasidecha, your Chasidecha, like your I'm not, let me check and see in the context of the pasuk what it means here. 1 second. Chasidecha. Lo titein Chasidecha. Oh, titein. Interesting. Okay. It should. Okay, Lee. I'm not finding the pasuk straight off. Uh, it sounds like a pasuk, but maybe it's not. Basically it means lo titein chasidecha leros shachas. Shouldn't be given over your chasidecha, meaning either your kindnesses, your mercifulness, leros Gehenna, to see shachas. Shachas is also a reference to Gehenna.
And your sins, and one who causes the public to sin, it's not sufficient for him to do tshuva. That he should be in Gan Eden, and his Talmidim should be in Gehenna.
Right. Okay, Baruch Hashem, I found it. It's it's a pasuk in Tehillim. If you have your Tehillim around, it's a pasuk in Tehillim, Kapitel Tes Zion, 16, pasuk Yud, Tes Zion Yud. Tehillim, Tehillim. Um, mhm, right, right. Lo, it's a whole one pasuk. Ki lo azov nafshi l'shoil. Right, should not abandon or forsake my soul to l'shoil to Gehenna. Lo titin chasidecha rosh shachas. Don't allow your devoted one, your devotees, uh, to see shachas, liros shachas, to see Gehenna. Okay.
Okay, so, where were we?
Right.
It's not for
Right.
Yeshiva because he'll be in Gan Eden and they'll be in Gehenna. Shneimar, Adam, Asok, Bidam, Nefesh, Ad, Bor, Janos, El, Makobo, Ayin Kuf.
Ad Khan. This is basically a quote. This is really a straight quote from the Gemara there.
Ah,
The Gemara quotes the Gemara. The Gemara gives the reason why a person who's Muzakes Arabim should not should not sin. So he shouldn't be in Gehenim and his medium being Gan Eden, as is borne out by the pasuk. Shenemar ki lo tazo nafshi l'shoyel lo shachas. Don't forsake my soul to Gehenim, and don't allow your devotee liros shachas to see Gehenim. Umakti es Arabi main must speaking biadol asos tshuva. That what? That it's not sufficient for a person who causes public to sin because Shlo Yehu Gan Eden with Talmidim began. It shouldn't be that he is in Gan Eden and his Talmidim, the ones who followed him, that was caused to sin by him, they should be in Gehenna and he be in Gehenna. Why it says Shenemar Adam Oishek Nefesh Ad Bur Yonos Al oh boy, that the person Oishik Dam Nefesh, a person who is criminally involved with the spilling of blood, Adbur Yanos, he should be able to flee to El Al Timchenobo. He should be able to flee. Al Timchenobo. Don't allow him to do this. Don't allow him to escape. Should not be allowed to escape.
Bor is to flee.
Bor is like Bor is the pit. Bor is the pit. Janos is to flee.
And what is Yismachu?
I'm looking that up 1 minute. Bor Janos. 1 second. I just want to look it up. Okay. Okay, it's a pasuk. It's a pasuk in Mishlei. Pasuk in Mishlei. Perik Chav Ches in Mishlei. Pasuk Yud Zayin. 28. Pasuk 17. Yeah. A man guilty of bloodshed will flee until the grave. No one will support him.
Will flee until the grave.
Right. A man guilty of bloodshed will flee until the grave. No one will support him. Al tas yismachu bo. Yeah. Al yas. No one shall support him. The only escape he'll be able to have. The only a person who's guilty of bloodshed. The only escape he will have is the grave, and no one will support him. No one will help him.
Okay, so how does that help? That helps because he can't, we're saying he can't do tshuva.
Right. Right. Basically, there's only one place for him. He's got to go. He's got to go to the grave.
All right, so
Because this is just a quote of the Gemara. The Gemara is bringing these two psukim as proofs to the statement in the Mishnah that the Gemara is quoting.
right.
Okay, now, we have time. Yeah, now in paragraph 10 is the explanation of this Gemara.
Okay. Ein haperush ki davar zeh gorem shelo yavo chet al mizacha es harabim. So ein ha perush. It's not the explanation.
Yeah, well, it says Ein HaPerish Ki Davar Zeh Gorem. Don't explain it that this is the thing which is causing, right, him not to have a chet on the one who's mezaka the rabbim. And don't explain that this is the cause why he's not going to have a sin.
And that is the we're talking about the person who benefits the rabbim. So don't think that the reason that the person who benefits the public cannot sin is the explanation of paragraph 9.
Yeah, he'll give him a chance. He's still in the middle of the beginning here. Give him a chance to say clearly. Go ahead.
The ain must pitin biado lasos ha machete es harabim teshuvah, and it's not sufficient for him to do that makes the public sin to do tshuva.
I mean, he won't have the opportunity to do tshuva. Meaning, on both sides, don't give the explanation that what we just quoted is the reason which is causing the one who benefits the rabbim not to sin, and the one who caused the rabbim to sin, the reason why he won't be able to do tshuva. That's not what the Gemara is explaining over here.
She'im Kain Yiksha Afilu Ha-Mechatoi Es Hayechuchidim Nami Ika Lememar Shalo Yeah Hava let's see that if so it's difficult even the one who causes sin to the individual also there is to say that it should not be. What is this Gimel Ayin?
The Gan Eden.
He should not be in Gan Eden. The Talmidav be Gehenna, and his students are in Gehenna.
Right. So he's saying don't think that this is the core, meaning that the one who's Mazaka the Rabbim shouldn't do sin because he'll be in Gehenna and his Talmidim will be in Gan Eden. In the opposite way, the one who's Machdi causes the Rabbim to sin, don't say the reason that he can't do tshuva is because that he will be in Gan Eden and his Talmidim will be in Gehenna. Don't say that, because if that was the case, you can ask the question, I feel Amakti Asa Yechidim, Gam Nami you can say the same thing if a person's going to cause individuals to sin. And he's basing this on what he's been saying all along, meaning there's a special point that's being made here that he's specifically benefiting the Rabbim, not the individuals, and he's specifically causing the Rabbim to sin and not the specific individuals. Because another proof for that is because what the Gemara in Yuma is saying, that the person shouldn't be in Gehenna and his Talmidim in Gan Eden, that would apply even if a person would be benefiting individuals. That's where it would still apply. So you can't explain that that's what the cause of him not being able to do tshuva, the one who causes the Rabbim to sin, and the one who's going to mizaka the Rabbim, that he'll be saved and protected from sin. So that can't be the reason.
Umay Shna Rabim de Nakat. What's the Nakat?
That was chosen. Because if the same logic would apply, so why do we pick on the Rabbim? Why do we specifically speak about the Rabbim? You could speak on about individuals as well.
Right. V'od kasha shaharei im chazro harabim b'teshuva v'hiyu. I'm sorry. V'yahev ha-talmidim b'gan Eden. And it's more difficult, and additionally, it's difficult that if he returns, Chazro is to return.
To do like Chazro, to do tshuva, right?
If the public return in tshuva, it will be that the Talmidim are in Gan Eden.
Right. So if it would turn out also there's also to ask that Shayim Chazor Rabim B'tshuva, that if the Rabim, the public would do tshuva, Hayu Tamidim Began Eden, Gam came. That would turn out that the Tamidim also in Gan Eden. Also. Lama lo yeh teshuva l'machtai. And so why couldn't they do tshuva for the one who caused them to sin? And even if a person caused the public to sin, but if the public in the end would do tshuva, and there would be choser. So why couldn't he also be able to do tshuva?
Right, everybody does tshuva.
Right.
Everybody's in Gan Eden.
Right, and then they be able. If the whole point was the one who causes the public to sin can't do tshuva is because the Talmidim will wind up in Gehenna, and he'd be in Gan Eden. Well, what if it turns out that the Rabbim would in fact do tshuva? So why couldn't he then also be able to do tshuva too? And everyone would be in Gan Eden. Right, but
Mashma,
I mean, it's apparent. It seems it seems that we can make an inference.
it seems we can infer Shechol Amechata Es Rabim. Anyone who causes the public to sin, Afilu Asu Teshuva, even if he does tshuva, I don't know why that's the end of a sentence.
Well, umashma kol amachti es rabim filu also tshuva, meaning because he said that there's a you can also ask the question. Let's say the rabbim in fact did tshuva. So therefore, the talmidim, meaning the rabbim who he caused to sin, since they eventually did tshuva, they would be winding up in Gehenna. They would be winding up in Gan Eden, right? So Gam Kein Lama Lo also tshuva machti. Why couldn't he, the one who caused them to sin originally, why couldn't he also do tshuva and also wind up in Gan Eden? It's mashma that anyone who causes the rabbim to sin, even if the rabbim would do tshuva, he's still going to wind up in Gehenna, right?
Right. Unless he does tshuva.
Well, we said it's impossible. So it's impossible. Since the Mishnah is saying it's impossible for the person who caused the rabbin to do tshuva, to do sin, it's impossible for them to do tshuva. That's under all circumstances. Even if the rabbin would do tshuva, but he himself wouldn't be able to do tshuva. But so why should that be? That's the question. Why should that be? If in fact the rabbin did tshuva, so why should it still be preventing him to do tshuva? His talmidim did tshuva, so now they're going to wind up in Gan Eden. So why can't we let him also do tshuva under those circumstances? It's mashma that he'll never be able to do tshuva, even in a situation where the rabbim did do tshuva. Period.
Ella vadai kamo she amarnu af she harabim asu teshuv a ein mo'il le machate vitam she'ein maspikin biado lasos teshuva. rather, certainly, it's like that we say, even the multitude can do tshuva without mo'il lemechata, without something concerning sin. What is mo'il?
More to help. It won't, or to aid, meaning elavadai, rather definitely. Certainly, kamosha amaru. It's like we had said, sha'af harabi masachuva ein zemoil lamachteh. That even if the rabbim, the public, will do tshuva, that's not going to help the one who caused them to sin. Meaning, it's impossible. Meaning, when it says that anyone who causes the public to sin, it's not going to be possible for him to do tshuva, even if the rabbim themselves would do tshuva. Nevertheless, since he caused them to sin as a rabbim, he will never ever be able to do tshuva, even if they themselves, the rabbim, does tshuva. So we still have to try and understand why we're not getting a full picture of that, why that should be.
Right.
With Tom saying this, right, with Tom, the reason. So that's what he's going to explain now. What reason? The reason is
it's not sufficient for him to do tshuva.
Because the reason is now because
shegadol kach v'kach
kolkach, it's gadol, it's so great. Gadol kolkach koyach.
Because it is so great, it's such a great strength for the public, and even if they do tshuva, we see each and every one does tshuva by himself. Therefore, specifically, the public, what is nakat?
Right, was literally to be chosen. I mean, the expression robbing was chosen. When the Mishnah used the expression robbing, lo yochid, and not individual.
Ukamo she perushanu, and it's like our explanation,
right? Meaning again that it's not, even if the robbing would do tshuva, it's not going to be allowable for the one who caused the robbing to do sin, for him to do tshuva, even if the robbing would in fact themselves do tshuva. Because of the great potential of the rabbim, of the public, even if they, the rabbim, would do tshuva, well, that means that each individual will do tshuva on their own. Therefore, dafka, the one who it was chosen, the expression dafka, the one who causes the public to sin, not that he causes individuals to sin. And this as we've been explaining. Again, so this is the point he's trying to bring out, and he's going to develop this further. We'll have to stop here now, but he's developing the point that again, the Mishnah chose the expression "da," specifically robbing, and that is speaking about the general public, the general population, not speaking about causing individuals of the robbing to do sin. So he's gonna develop this thought as we continue on tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem. And okay, good. Let's stop here for a few minutes, and then we'll continue on with the share in the Mishnah Berurah.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi.
Very good.
Shkoyach, Lou.
Very good.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.